Sorry, my alarms keep going off. But so um, so the Thursday I before he had, I told him, when he got paid, I said, make sure that you go get all your drinks and stuff. Make sure you have everything you need before you go blowing all your money. Please make sure that you go buy your lunch. Make sure that you do what you got to do. Make sure you have everything you need before you go blowing your money. So he was supposed to go to Save-A-Lot, which is literally straight down the road from us. It is no joke, like a mile straight down our road. All right. So I'm looking at the location of the last couple days, and he's got two exes that live in the area that's behind our house. We live close to the housing authority, and he's got two exes that live behind us in the housing authority, and people that he used to hang out with that we are not supposed to be around, people and things that he's not supposed to be doing. Okay, so I'm looking at the location history from the day he goes to Save-A-Lot, and it should be a straight shot, right? It should be straight down the road and straight back. Well, the location history is him bebopping through the housing authority. Like, he literally is driving all around the housing area. And I'm like, the fuck is that? And I'm like, so that kind of makes me angry, because I'm like, there's no reason for you to be back there. There's no reason for you to be going around anywhere. Why are you driving around? And it's not like a ping. It's literally like a path that he drove through the housing, and it bothered me because, like I don't like it. I don't like that he's, and like, if he was just driving around, just say it. You know what I mean? Like, you ain't got nothing to hide. Just say it. If you have nothing to hide, please just say it. You know what I mean? Like, just tell me. Don't, you know what I mean? Don't hide things from me. It's like, he makes remarks about like me buying me lunch. Like, I've bought me lunch while I'm off on the weekends twice. And he's like, oh, he's always making, well, I wish I could buy me lunch like you do all the time. And I'm like, I can't afford to. I did it once with birthday money, and once with a little extra money that I had because I was starving, and I spent $15. But he does it all the time. Like, I mean, I now have his email, and so just in the last 2 weeks, he has bought orders from DoorDash 4 times. But then he literally, the 2 times that I've ordered for DoorDash for lunch while I've been off, he literally is like, must be nice, you know what I mean? And I'm like, why you gotta do me that way? You know what I mean? Like, I don't understand why you gotta make it seem like it's so wrong that I'm ordering lunch the one time that I do, and you do it at least once or twice a week. Hey. I know. But anyway, so that really aggravated me, that he was driving around. Or he might not have been. I don't know. Okay, so I don't really know. But it was not like it wasn't the ping. It wasn't a path. I mean, it wasn't a ping. It was a path. It was a path that it showed that he had taken, and it kind of, that the path bothered me more than the ping did, because the ping could be a tower. It could be pinging off of a tower. Okay, so that I get, but the path really bothered me. because it literally shows him driving around, and I can't help but wonder if he was going to buy drugs. I can't help but wonder if he was out there looking to see what his ex-girlfriends were up to. I can't help but wonder if, I mean, and it could have been something completely innocent. He could have been tired of sitting in the house and wanted to drive around and listen to music because he's put so much money into stereo systems for his car. And that's my thing. If that's what you did, just say it. You know what I mean? Just say, hey, I was like, when I went to Save a Lot, I was tired of sitting in the house. So I drove around for a few minutes and listened to music instead of just going straight to Save a Lot. But when I said something, he got real defensive and got real upset. So I tried to play it off, and I was like, well, it's probably like the cemetery one. It's probably just being stupid, because I knew he was getting defensive. And I was like, you should have seen the other one that I seen. And then he got really mad. And I was trying to play him off, okay? And he was like, you need to fucking stop, and you need to fucking stop right now. And I'm like, I'm trying to laugh about it. I'm trying to play it off. I'm trying to end it. I'm trying to just let it blow over. And at this point, I'm not sure whether he's done something wrong or not, or whether or not, at this point, I don't know, okay? I wish that if he had just drove around, I wish he would just say, hey, babe, you ain't got nothing to worry about. All I was doing was driving around listening to music. You know what I mean? Why are you so defensive? Why are you so upset? And I'm trying to play it off, and he's not taking it. He's getting angrier and angrier by the moment. He's like, I need you to fucking stop. And he's like, if you don't fucking stop, I'm gonna do something you're gonna regret. So I stopped, and I just stopped. I was trying to cook supper. I was making barbecue chicken. And I stopped. I just stopped what I was doing. I stopped smiling. I stopped trying to play it off. I just stopped and continued to cook supper. And I was sitting there, and he was like, I need you to fucking stop. And I'm like, I did. I stopped. I'm done. I'm not smiling. I'm done. And he's like, I need you to fucking... And he just starts raging. He started with trying to break the stove hood off the wall. He bent it all to hell. If I can figure out how to do it, I will try to insert pictures that I took. So he starts with trying to break the stove hood off the wall. And, well, no, let me rephrase that. He starts with slinging everything off the counter into the floor, which was boxes of Ziploc bags that all got scattered across the floor, a bunch of seasonings, a bunch of stuff. He slung it all across the floor toward me. Then he's like, and he's just raging. I really don't even know what was said. All I know is he was screaming. Then he attacks the fucking stove hood, that we've already had to replace once because he caught the house on fire. Because he was high as a kite and forgot that he left hot oil on the stove. So we had to replace it because he caught the house on fire and burnt the original stove hood up. So he beat the fuck out of that one. So now we're gonna have to replace it again. We've already done so much damage to this fucking house. It's embarrassing. I would just show you on the video, but our house, I'm embarrassed by our house, to be honest with you. I don't want anybody to see anything. Then he comes over there. I'm trying to make barbecue chicken in the crock pot. And he comes over there and hits my hand, making me sling barbecue chicken, like a big spoonful of barbecue chicken in my face, hot barbecue chicken in my face, which hurts my feelings. And so I grab it off my face, and then he punches the wall behind my head. So now the wall has a big ass dent in it. Not that I don't already have enough as it is. And then he grabs me, and he's got me by the head and my throat. And he was like, I just told you to fucking stop. I don't know why you couldn't fucking stop. And I was like, I did. And I'm crying and I'm begging him to stop. And then I'm up against the fucking kitchen window over the trash can. And he's got my side of my head in his hand and my throat in his other hand. And then he takes me and he's like, I'm gonna put your fucking, you think it's so fucking funny. He said, I'm gonna put your fucking head through the window. I don't remember all. Then he was just screaming and hollering, just screaming. And then he takes my head and slams it up against the fucking window. Thankfully, there's curtains, 2 curtains there, but he breaks the kitchen window with my head. Then I'm sitting there crying, and he's telling me to shut the fuck up, stop crying. You don't did it. This is your fault. You don't deserve. You're not gonna cry. Don't start with your fucking bullshit. And he's done grabbed my face. He done grabbed my face so hard, like my jaw. He done grabbed it so hard with his mouth, well, not his mouth. He done grabbed me around my mouth, like in between your teeth. You know where your teeth meet. He done grabbed me so hard that it's been a week and my face still hurts. Where he grabbed me and put me through the window. That's what he did. He grabbed me across my mouth with his hand and gripped me so hard with his thumb on my left side of my face. I'm surprised it's not bruised, but my mouth has hurt for a week. And still hurting. But broke, cracked a pane of glass. Luckily, it didn't completely bust it, but it did knock the pane out. It busted. It's old house. It busted. I don't know how it didn't do more damage, but it broke the wood that holds the window. It did more damage to the wood than it did the glass. I guess where my head was, it busted the top corner of the glass and busted the wood. And then busted the next pane of glass out. I got pictures. I don't know how well they are because I had to sneak them the next morning before he tried to fix it and cover it up. Then while I was sitting there crying because I was scared. I was terrified at that point. He got mad, and I've mentioned several times that my neck and stuff is fucked up. Like my neck and my shoulders and stuff are fucked up. I went to the ER back about a year and a half ago, and because I was having, I guess, a severe panic attack. I thought I was having a heart attack, and when I went, he told me that he believed that I had costochondritis, which is inflammation of the breastbone, and he told me that he believed it was due to severe emotional distress and recommended that I see a doctor. It was shortly after that when I finally started seeing a psychiatrist. But anyway, and not only that, I used to drive a forklift, and I'm short and fat, and that forklift was not meant for my body. And I used to have to strain a lot to drive backwards. And that's whenever my issues with my neck really started. And ever since then, if it'll flare up real bad sometimes. So like if I do certain things a certain way, hunched over to, like if I'm having to look down a lot, it hurts. Just certain things really, really fuck it up. But it's mostly my left shoulder and that side of my neck. But while I was sitting there crying, he pushed me. I was standing up. He pushed me so hard up against the wall in the windowsill. The windows, like the frame of the window went in between my shoulder blades. It hurt. He pushed me so hard, it knocked the wind out of me. But he pushed me on my shoulders. I now have bruises on my chest that have started appearing. It took them a couple days. I figured, I really hoped that they would show up, because most of the times that he's hurt me, he's gotten lucky, because I don't really bruise easily. I don't. It's like I bruise easily on my legs and my arms, but the rest of my body doesn't. For some reason, maybe poor circulation. I'm not sure what why my legs and my arms bruise so easily, but my rest of my body doesn't. But he's backhanded me in the face, like full force backhanded me in the face. He has pushed me down, and but besides the being backhanded in the face, I think that was the worst he has ever hurt me. Mainly because the fact that I have a fucked up shoulder and a fucked up neck, and that the force that he put upon me, and the fact that the window frame went right between my shoulder blades, and the fact that now that I have a bruise, and it was this entire hand, so it is literally sore for about like 8 inches from like the top of my breast to the top of my shoulder on both sides of my body. It's a wonder that they're not both just like, I don't have like a fucking ginormous bruise. It's I mean, I have been hurting. I still hurt. Like, it's been a week and I am still just hurting. Like, I've had trouble at work. I've been having real bad headaches. My face hurts, my neck hurts, my body hurts. I've been having like these weird headaches that I only get when my neck and shit flares up, and my neck and stuff hasn't hurt this bad in a long time. But so he pushed me so hard that he knocked the wind out of me. He pushed me so hard up against the wall that he knocked the wind out of me, and I just bawled and tried to breathe, and almost fell over. And he said, "I swear to God, if you fall over, I will fucking kill you." And I didn't. At that point, I didn't even know what to do. I just wanted to leave. I wanted to leave so bad. And this was Saturday night, like 4 o'clock in the afternoon. I then he made me come in here and sit on the couch, and I had to stare at him. I had to look him in the eye for 3 hours while he told me how horrible I was, and we talked about things, and I told him, and he called out Sunday, and if he hadn't called out Sunday, I would have left. And I think that's why he ended up calling out, because he knew that if he had called out, I wouldn't be here when he got home. But he told me that it was all my fault, and like usual, I guess I blame myself. I do. I shouldn't have said anything. I shouldn't have. I don't know. Maybe I'm the fucking problem. I don't. I feel like I pushed him too far. I just want him to be honest with me. Something he's never been capable of doing. Something he never will be capable of doing. And at this point in our relationship, I'm never going to be able to believe anything he says. So, anyway, we spent a few more hours arguing, and, well, I didn't argue. I sat here and talked, and, well, he screamed and hollered, and then toward the end of it, we got to the point where he was like, "I want us to work," and I tried to leave. I tried to get him to let me leave. I told him I would just leave. I even told him that I wanted him to leave. I even told him that I didn't love him anymore. But at the same time, I mean, I don't know. I'm scared at the same time. Like, I don't know if I'm scared of him or I'm scared of me, or I don't know what it is. I don't know what the fuck's wrong with me.